Good morning, and thanks for the introduction. Crystalline Medical's mission is to democratize the skill level required for a single stick access success in vascular access. The unvarnished truth is not everyone can place these lines easily the first time. And I, for one, have experienced it firsthand. The technology was developed by a clinical cardiologist who is now the chief of clinical cardiology at UCSF. We have multiple issued patents in the US, Europe, and Canada. Over $6 million has been invested to miniaturize the technology. 5.5 of that has come from NIH. We have completed our experimental and first-in-human studies, and we expect our 510K either late in June or early July. And we have commissioned a very well-known market researcher, Ed Schenken, to assess the need for the product and the right place to put it and the right price to charge. Central venous access is the leading invasive procedure done in the United States. You can see that heart attack and stroke are leading emergent conditions, but there's a variety of other applications for a need for vascular access. Whether it's hemodialysis, whether it's interventional cardiology or radiology, or neurovascular. The unmet need is poor needle visualization. We have 6 million procedures in the country, and many of those procedures require more than one insertion site. Central venous access complications, the rate is 3 to 5%. A lot of people think that it is really not a problem that needs solving, and our research has shown just the opposite. So complications can be minor. They can require hospitalization, and they can cost more than $100,000 to treat, and these are all unreimbursed expenses. And you can see the list of possible complications across the bottom of the slide. So our product, Vu-Path, is a miniaturized transducer, 12 megahertz, a 10 millimeter in diameter transducer tip that is forward viewing, meaning that when the transducer is placed on the skin, the image is forward, the vessel is identified, and an integrated needle guide advances the needle at a predetermined angle directly into the target vessel. And this little video will explain it better than I can.
The Vu-Path Ultrasound System features a unique small form factor ultrasound transducer. The forward-looking ultrasound and needle guide technology keeps the needle always in plane to provide intuitive visualization of vasculature and easy-to-use needle insertion assistance. Confirmation of needle and wire placement can be achieved without the use of fluoroscopy.
You can see the vessel, you can see the needle, you can see the guide wire. Our team is a pretty impressive one, not including the guy on the upper left. Ted Abraham is the founder, and he's chief of clinical cardiology at UCSF. Ivan Ma, some of you may know, was the project manager for Verb Surgical, ran the 3 development programs with 80 people in a pretty good sized budget, worked for Scott Hennekens. Jeff Gold is a serial medtech entrepreneur and CEO. Delighted to have him on the board. Gary Gershoni, who is here at this meeting, is a noted interventional cardiologist and a serial medtech entrepreneur himself. And Bob Rothstein is an experienced and very senior ER MD. So our business model is pretty straightforward. We can sell the unit as a standalone system. with the beamformer and screen of the customer's choice. The price is around 20 grand, depending on the options that are selected. The single-use needle guide and sheath will come in a kit, and our market research has said that it's indicated that we can sell it for about $89. We can also adapt the system for use with existing ultrasound systems by modifying the software so that a company that has ultrasound but not vascular access ultrasound can partner with us in order to adapt the technology to their system. The first phase of our business plan is to complete the market assessment. That'll be done this month. As I indicated earlier, the 510K we'll have in our hot little hand by the end of June or early July. We'll then refine the miniature transducer for best imagery, not just acceptable imagery. And the project cost and time for that's about 6 months and 300 grand. Second phase is transition from clinical to sellable product, which will mean tooling and molding of 18 gauge and 21 gauge needle guides, which is the disposable component of the system. We'll do some additional clinical validation, testing of the parts, and then FDA letter to file. We also have developed a radial artery stability system to be used in conjunction with the Vu-Path transducer, and we believe that's going to be very attractive to the interventional suites. Project time and cost for the second phase, 9 months, $800,000. The third phase is repeat sales and strategic engagement. We don't intend to field a large sales organization. We're going to go where we're loved and where we're known. Accounts like Johns Hopkins, William Beaumont, Stanford, UCSF will share the clinical data that we've accumulated, focus on ease of use, the fact that we facilitate first stick accuracy, and position the company for acquisition. The number of companies that are in the vascular access space, which is very large, but without ultrasound, can be found in that third column. Medtronic, et cetera. There's a substantial number that just wouldn't fit on the slide, but this is where we believe that our exit is most likely to occur. We're seeking a $5 million Series A. This is how the initial $5 million will be spent. We believe that if we do get to the point where we change our mind about distribution and commercialization, we'll raise a second tranche of Series A2. So with that, I appreciate your attention and happy to answer any questions in the breakout room.